Haverford Township zoning board of Order. Thursday, August 4th, 2022. Present at the front table to my far left is Jessica Vitale, a voting member.
Good evening.
Next to my immediate left, Ed McGargy, a voting member. My right, Bill Rhodes, voting member. Next to Bill, Jesse Poynton, voting member.
Good evening.
Kelly Kirk, Director of Codes Enforcement. I know, Kel, I'm giving you the title. And Margie Buchanan, Assistant Director of Codes Enforcement. We're going with it, Margie.
I'm not in code enforcement.
Be Executive Director at the next meeting, Kel.
That's right.
Is Bill logged in? All right. Bill, you want to lead us in the pledge?
Sure. Please rise if you can and repeat after me. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We had one continued and two new cases on the agenda this evening. With respect to case Z22-14, Sleepy Valley Holdings LLC, I won't read the rest of the description into the record. Kelly, I don't have the letter with me, but we received a notice of withdrawal from Fred Fromhold, the attorney representing Sleepy Valley Holdings. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so that application's withdrawn. Two new cases. The first is Z22-18, Michael Gorman, owner of 809 Lorraine Avenue, Ardmore, PA, DC folio number 2206-01408000, who seeks a variance from provisions of section 182-208C2F1 to construct a 16-foot by 18-foot rear addition that will encroach into the required 12-foot side yard setback for twin homes by 3 feet. Property is R6 and located in the 6th Ward. Michael, are you here? Yes. Please come forward. I'm going to ask you to please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And your full name and address for the record, please?
It's Michael J. Gorman, 3 East Mercer Avenue, Havertown, PA 19083.
So, along with your application, you submitted let's see. You guys see any exhibits other than? So, Michael, these drawings that are submitted, are they the only documents that you want to submit as evidence into the case? So if you want us to refer to any documents during the hearing, they need to be marked for the record. So I saw you walked up empty-handed, so I'm sure you're not familiar with this process. But I think there were two drawings that you submitted with your application. Is that right, Billy? Is that correct?
Two drawings. The main drawing was the plot plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have any other exhibits or documents that you want to refer to?
No.
You're here?
No, because that's what the engineer drew up and the architect.
Okay.
That we're going for an addition on the house.
Yeah.
And we wanted to go out the width of the existing structure.
Okay, before we get to that, we need to mark these as exhibits so that when we refer to them, we'll refer to them by their exhibit number.
Okay.
So, mark the zoning exhibit lot plan with the demarcation A1.01 as exhibit A1 in this case, and the zoning exhibit elevations with the indicator A2.01 in the bottom right-hand corner as exhibit A2 for reference in this matter. Do you agree with the descriptions?
Yes, and I appreciate your help, like you said.
okay.
And you knew that I don't, not usually up here.
It's okay. So the exhibits are marked, identified, and you want to move them into the record, of course?
Yes,
Okay, so they're admitted.
thank you.
Kel, I'll make mine the original. I don't think we need to have Bridget mark them up, and I'll just give them to you at the end of the case. Okay?
Got it.
All right. Now, please tell us a little bit about what you would like to do and why.
What I want to do an extension on the house for twin for my daughter, because she kind of got outpriced on singles, so I said, let's try this. And when I went to the planning for the addition, I realized the whole house is 3 feet into the setback. So, and I don't want to go outside the house, but I would like to continue on the existing house and make it 16 feet like it is. The addition 16 feet, just like the house.
So you want the addition to have the same setback as the house presently
Yes,
has, which is 3 feet into the side yard setback. And how far back is the extension or the addition that you want to build?
18.
So, okay.
And it's still nowhere near the 35-yard setback. We're still well inside the calculations of the pervious and impervious, even with the full 16 feet. Because the more we thought about it too, with the 13 feet, we said, it looks big in the beginning, you say a 13-foot thing, but then when you get started with you have 2x6s on either side, now you're down to 12 feet. Then you go put a bed in. Well, before that, you have to think about closets. That's approximately another 3 feet. Now you're down to 9 feet. Then you put a bed in. Now you're at 7 feet. You got 2 foot left over. You can't open the closet door. So it's just one of them things where I think the setbacks, this house was built before all the setbacks came in, before additions were probably even needed, where everybody with COVID needs more space for working at home, things like that.
So does your daughter or her husband work from home?
My daughter does a lot of stuff at home. She's a nurse, but she does a lot of stuff at home too. And in the future, she plans on doing more. But
Michael, just to be candid with you, for a variance, there has to be a hardship. You know, not because you want something, you have to need it for some reason. And I'm sure you'll know that from the questions that the board will ask, and I'm going to go to board questions after that. But you might give some thought while you're answering their questions to, you know, the reasons that she would need or they would need to extend the size of the house. But, you know, but we'll see what comes out through the questions. Jessica, you want to ask questions first?
I guess I'm wondering if there's a reason besides lining up with the house that you really needed to be 16 feet. I know you talked about once you add the closets, the room gets smaller, but you are building 18 feet deep.
yes,
So I'm wondering if, you know, reorienting the closet, you could still end up with a 12 by 16 room.
we see when you're doing a twin, the addition, the whole wall is solid, no windows or anything. So that's where the closets would go, on the dividing wall in between the twin. And then you figure all that in, you know, 13 feet when you're starting out is not a lot. By the time you start figuring everything in and building it, you're down to 8, 9 feet by the time you're finished of actual space. That's on the second floor. Never mind the first floor, you put in couches and walking around out, you know. Basically, it's because the addition, you want it to be continuing with the existing house that's already in the setback. And it just makes it more feasible, I think, in appearance-wise, even for the driveway side neighbor.
And then I
It's a
noticed,
continuing structure.
okay. I noticed you're adding to the third floor as well, correct?
Yes,
What is up on the third floor currently?
nothing right now.
Okay. So you're adding 2 bedrooms to the third floor?
Yes.
So then, I guess my question to that would be, is a second floor on the addition really necessary? Because, you know, you're supposed to, one of the things we try to determine if it's the minimum amount of relief required.
I don't know, because that's still only going to be 3 bedrooms, even with the addition, the way the plan is, on the second floor.
Right, you would have 3 bedrooms on the second floor and then
Yes, with the-
two upstairs.
Yes, that's with the addition.
Correct. So how many bedrooms are in the house right now?
3.
3. I don't have any other questions right now, Bob.
Can you highlight where the 3?
Ed, do you have a question?
And the existing is the second floor, there's 3 bedrooms there now, and one hall bathroom.
And then I think there's one here.
Oh, it's not labeled as a bedroom.
Is it in our code?
No, the plan you're looking at is the,
It just says new hall, bath, and closets.
exactly.
And your 1 bedroom on the second floor, you're going to have to go through that to get to the master suite or the primary.
Yes. It's where you're going to go through a hallway.
Okay, so the question that came up was the hardship. What prompted the reason why your daughter has to have a 5-bedroom?
But not necessarily the bedrooms, it's the width of the house, the addition. Because the addition is allowed, as far as I know, it's just a question of being 13 feet or 16 feet. Because we're all within the calculations of everything. That's what the variance is for.
Okay, you're going to encroach in the setback,
Which is already
you're
encroached.
requesting a variance to do that. And
Yes.
To get a variance, you have to prove a hardship, and you also have to prove that it's a minimum relief could withstand. Sorry. The minimum relief you can withstand, so it doesn't come automatic.
Oh, I know, sir, I know it doesn't.
But you haven't really, there's no reason for that other than you want to add an addition and make the house nicer, and it's going to be larger than any other house in the neighborhood. Is that correct or not?
I know there's singles and everything there.
So,
I'm sure there's singles in the neighborhood and all, I mean, maybe not right next door.
5-bedroom houses, there's a lot of them, right?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure. I'm sure there's plenty, because we used to live on Brimmer Avenue when we grew up years ago, and there was a 6-bedroom house. There's a lot of singles down there.
Mm-hmm.
But right there, in immediate there between Chestnut and Lorraine, there's a lot of twins. And a lot of them are 3 bedrooms. Some of them are finished, some of them are not. I'm just trying to create a house for her where she doesn't have to move again down the line.
Sure.
Too, with the bedrooms and kids, nothing's getting cheaper. So I'm just trying to make it a one-stop move for her. And make it more, as efficient as possible. Because we're going to do the addition, as far as they understand, if they still want to do it, whether it's 13 feet or 16 feet. Because I'm just trying to make it more feasible.
I have no other questions, thank you.
Bill?
How's it going? So we know you have an existing nonconformity with the current house, right?
Yes.
And you're already in the side yard setback. And so the rear addition would not extend further into the side yard setback,
No.
but it would extend the nonconformity further backward.
Yes, it wouldn't be an additional wider.
When you were working with your architect on this, as you know, you have plenty of rear yard setback to work with. Did you look at any alternatives where you might have built further backward rather than continue to build into the side yard setback?
And that's a great question. I was thinking that too, but at the same time, anytime I do anything, I think of the person next door.
Yeah,
And I try to keep it to a minimum depth, even though I still have more room to go back if I wanted to. Because let's face it, the one that's actually connected to the twin, who wants to look at 25 feet if you don't have to? You know what I mean? So I try to keep it to a minimum, and I'd rather go 3 foot or this way towards the driveway, because the house is already going that way, instead of going back 25 feet, which I probably can go. I think they had it like 25. But I said, no, let's cut it back to 18 and go this way. And it's a win-win kind of that way. Nobody has to look at this long especially when you can't put windows or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make it more feasible.
So I think you almost answered my next question
Oh,
with this
okay.
one, which was whether, as depicted on A1,
Okay.
the neighbor, your adjoining twin,
Okay,
has not built backward.
No.
From the original house. So your rear wall lines up with their rear wall currently.
Yeah,
They
we're
have
stay-
not gone further back.
no, they haven't gone further back, and we're staying in 6 inches in case they ever want to add an addition. They can put down their 2x6 wall, so they're not actually attaching to that wall, you know, that kind of thing, even though we're still doing it as if they can.
Yeah.
We're still doing the fire rating, they're still doing everything that has to be done to keep that dividing there, and I even told them, I said, with all the inconvenience, I'm gonna put up a new fence all the way down, completely down the middle. So you're not, at least 6 feet up, you're not looking at the addition, you're looking at the fence like you are now, even though it's half fallen down.
And so, because you're building on the property line effectively,
Yeah.
for a twin, there's no windows on that
That side.
wall.
Yes, sir.
I got it. And,
that would-
so that would be, and this is a 2-story addition?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not going all the way up
No.
to your 3rd story?
No, 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 no.
And so, we're talking about a twin, existing 3-bedroom with an unused attic,
Yes,
right? And part of your project is to add a significant dormer on the 3rd floor that would really open up that floor for more room. And so the end result, as you propose, is now a 5-bedroom twin.
yes.
Did you give a thought to whether you need the rear addition at all if you're going to improve the 3rd floor by right? And you'd end up with a 4-bedroom twin, which is probably still a fairly, well-appointed twin with 4 bedrooms. I don't think twins usually come in 4 bedrooms, although maybe for 3-story twins they might.
Yeah, but I was thinking about that. And be honest with you now, with the 2nd floor, every family, and I ran into it when I was buying another house for something, my own stuff, they want 3 bedrooms on the 2nd floor. But you have a kid 2 years from now, then you have another one 2 years from now. You're not going to put that 4-year-old up on the 3rd floor. You have to have 3 bedrooms on the 2nd floor. And a twin is only so much room. And everybody, you want 3 bedrooms like in the old, everybody had the hall bath and that was it. There was nowhere to put a master bath or anything without an addition.
Right. And then the 3rd floor will have a bath that's
Yes.
added?
Yeah.
Right, because it doesn't currently, right?
No, it doesn't. There's nothing there now. It's actually a cement wall.
Do you have grandkids already?
I don't.
You don't, okay. And then, one last question, I guess, and then I'll just make a point, but one last question. The neighbor on your driveway side?
Yes.
Not your adjoining twin neighbor, but have you spoken to them?
I tried to talk to him yesterday and all that, but I try to get the information. It's a rental, and I tried to get the information to talk to the
owner?
the owner, and I couldn't get through to him because the man's always in Chicago here and there. And then I actually left my card there 2 days ago, and he didn't call me back because I wanted to get an email from him.
Right. And
But
Kelly?
he has no problems, but he's only a tenant.
Yeah, right, okay. We presume that the owner of record received certified notice, right? I mean, they're not here.
I'm sorry, the neighbor?
Yeah, the
driveway.
neighbor, not the one on the twin, but the one who's into the side yard of which this proposed project,
The answer is yes, but I was just
Yeah,
pulling the.
yeah.
The driveway side, yeah.
So we received.
Kelly may know that contact person for it.
From, I'm sorry, what was their name? Do we know? They were sent certified mail. It does not look like we received a card back.
The return receipt.
So, actually, it may have been returned, for being unsigned. It may just be floating around at the post office because it they were still making attempts.
Right.
I couldn't say at the moment.
Okay. And then, Mr. Gorman, you may not be as familiar, but there's a chart on A1, that's the site and zoning data. And looking at the elevations, and I'll defer some of that to the architects on the board, it says that the proposed building will actually be taller than the existing building. By a foot. Is that true? You think that's just an error on the chart?
Oh, it has to be an error because we're only going 2 floors.
Okay.
And I think the elevation has the back addition showing, the 3rd floor window still showing, I think. If it's in that plan. Yeah,
Right.
the 3rd floor, the 3rd floor
Yeah,
window is still showing at the back.
Based on this, I presume that it was a mistake, but I thought we should at least ask why it was appearing as if the building
Good, you
was
catch
growing.
it. I would never catch it if I looked at it 10 times,
Okay.
the calculations.
Okay,
And
and
look at the
then,
picture.
right. And, in this chart, there's no data put in for the existing and the proposed side yard and rear yard. We know what's allowed, but I don't think that we get the actual dimensions on here. I may have missed it, but I don't see it. So by your estimation,
Of the lot?
we have the overall dimensions of the lot, I believe, but the existing driveway constitutes the entire side yard, right? It goes from property line to the edge of the house.
Edge of the house, that's,
Right? And so we know what the square footage is, but we don't know what the dimensions are. So the presumption is that this is 9 feet wide driveway
the most.
at most?
The most. Because you can barely, I'm working with Pico now to get the gas meter out of the driveway. I don't know why it was ever allowed to be there. We can't even drive past it. It's that tight.
Yeah, okay. And then, so we presume that the addition would also be 9 feet.
Yes, but the driveway is not going back that far.
I got it, right.
Definitely
The
not.
driveway is not going to be extended beyond beyond the edge of the house currently, the rear edge of the house, right?
Oh, yeah, that's not even,
And there's a
going that far.
staircase right at the back of the driveway? Is that up or down?
that's going up
Going up?
to into the addition.
So the addition would be, that's because your property is sloped towards
No,
the
because
back?
we wouldn't want to be going in to the setback this way. So we're actually going to go up the side of the house and then in.
Right, so there's also a and that staircase is be like stone or, Wood.
Yes, or decking tracks.
right?
You know.
And so the only point is that the landing at the top of the stairs where you turn to go in, and that staircase is also in the side yard setback.
Yes,
So
yes.
around the staircase, we probably lose another 3 feet or so,
Yes,
I'm guessing.
that is actually the only thing. I can't say new into the setback because I'm asking for all new into the
Yeah, I
setback.
got it.
Where it's out past the existing structure.
Yeah, okay. And then, I know I said it was my last question, but for the 2-story addition, that'll have a pitched roof or a flat roof?
Flat roof.
Flat roof.
Flat
And-
roofs in case anybody wants to build next door, you have to,
Yeah.
always keep that in mind.
And then you'll use downspouts to control that?
Yes,
And where will the downspouts go? Do you know where they come out?
it'll be all coming down on my side.
On the driveway?
side.
Or
yeah.
on what would be the back, but the driveway isn't there? Or you're going to bring it around right to the edge of the existing house?
It'd be coming down to the side, existing house, exactly. I'm not sure if it's going to be piped towards the backyard,
Yeah. And you said that the property slopes a little bit downward towards the back of the property? I don't think we have gradient
No, it's pretty level, but it actually drops down on the driveway side.
towards the front?
He's lower.
Okay, it slopes towards the driveway, and does it, front to back, does it slope towards the street, or does it slope?
Towards the
back?
street.
Towards the street, okay.
Yeah, towards the street. But it's higher, that driveway is higher than the neighbor's driveway.
I got it,
So
yeah.
it's not like you can even share the driveway kind of thing and make a mistake because you'll
got it.
drop a foot.
Yeah, right. So that you have a retaining wall between your driveway and
Yes,
the next
there's a
one?
retaining wall, and I have to actually extend it. Because it was a property that was really let go. An older man there had dementia, and the whole house was really, really let go. I mean, in the back, it's kind of sloped into the other, but it's kind of, even next door, because it's a rental, no one's really doing anything with the property line. But I gotta redo that whole retaining wall all the way up to make a natural border.
I have no more questions. Thank you.
But I appreciate you bringing that up with the thing, I have so much room to go in the back. Why ain't I going back more? And I can go back more, but I don't want to go back more.
I got it.
It's trying to keep a happy medium everywhere.
That's-
All of my questions have already been asked and answered. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything unusual about the shape of the lot?
No, straight back. Straight back.
Straight rectangle?
Straight rectangle. Just like the appendix, like whatever the dimensions, it's straight back. Towards the back, you'd never know which side is which because there's no retaining wall that I have to redo. Once you get past the existing driveway, it'll just kind of let go. That'll give you an idea, like I said, the gas meter's been in the driveway with no iron bar or anything in front of it. I don't know how there wasn't a major accident there. That's kind of how the house was let go. So,
We're going to take a 2-minute recess. We'll be back.
thank you.
Enron.
Okay. Michael, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No,
Any other questions?
I do have a follow-up, I'm sorry.
Ed, go ahead.
The question is, on your plan sheet, like the elevation, you're showing a deck off the back, or explain to me what's off the back of the house, the double sliders?
no, we took the deck off of it, and we're just putting that must be an old set, just a set of steps coming out. We didn't want to be bothered with, after discussing everything with the setback, we're not going to bother with it.
What was the size of your landing?
Pardon?
You show, you're going to have some kind of steps coming off the back,
Yes.
and what is the size of the landing?
The landing, we're probably going to put a small patio or something back there later on, when it gets in their budget. That'll be a separate permit whenever, they get a chance to do it.
I'm saying you're showing on the plan, on the first floor plan, you're showing some type of,
Yeah, the steps coming down, because you have to come, to the backyard.
but you show, not just going right out the back door to steps, you show a landing.
We're just going out to the grass. That's
No,
it.
from your back door, your sliding glass door to your first step, what is the width and length of that deck, for lack of a better term?
But I'm thinking you're looking at I don't
Okay.
know how it got mixed up, because the deck was taken off of that, if you're looking at a deck.
You have the glass, sliding doors, let me show you.
Is it okay if I come up?
Yeah.
Yep.
What exhibit is that at?
This is the second one.
It's A1.
A1.
Yeah, just the stairs coming out.
Yeah, that's not stairs. This is a deck of some type, a landing,
Landing.
like this. I'm just asking, what's the dimensions of this landing?
That'd be 60. Calculations there. 4 feet.
60 by 4.
I don't pay much attention, but I'm only going by the sliders, usually 30 and 30.
Okay, so the landing would be no more than 60 inches by 4 feet. Exactly. Okay, I just wanted to get that up for the record. Thank you.
So I didn't pay much attention to that landing. I just looked at steps coming off of it.
All right. Jess, do you have any other questions? No. So if your application's denied, you would be able to shrink the house 3 feet in off the setback and go straight back and accomplished much of what you seek anyway.
Yes, but I'd rather not do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather not go back anymore to make this monstrosity wall if I don't have to.
No other questions? Anything else to add, Michael?
No, sir. Thank you for your
All
time.
right, with that, I'll ask if there's anyone present that received certified mail that wishes to testify. Anyone present that received regular mail? Any other residents of Haverford Township? With that, we'll close the record on this case, and the decision will be rendered either this evening or at our next regularly scheduled meeting on, and we have the date.
Cal, what's the first September meeting?
September 1st.
The next meeting is September 1st. So if we're not able to do a decision this evening, one would be rendered at our September 1st hearing.
Very good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the time.
Our next case is Z22-19. Matthew, right, you guys gonna present the case on your own?
I've also asked our architect, Kent Purdy, to join me if that's all right.
Okay, and did you pre-mark any exhibits, or,
We submitted them 7 copies.
okay, but they're not marked? Okay.
Okay.
I'll walk you through it. All right, I need to read the entire description into the record now. I'll wait till they. All right. They were all here for that case? Yeah. Our next case is Z22-19, Matthew Rose and Elizabeth Gibbons of 15 Decatur Road, Havertown, PA, DC folio number 2203-0074000, who seek a variance from the provisions of section 182-206C5A to permit an 8-foot 9-inch by 25-foot 9-inch roof over an existing patio that will encroach into the required 30-foot front yard setback by 8 feet 9 inches to a maximum of 9 feet 8 inches. Property is on R4 and located in the 3rd Ward. I'll swear you first. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And your full name and address for the record?
Matthew Rose, I live at 15 Decatur Road, Havertown, Pennsylvania, 19083.
So you heard me walk the prior applicant through this process, but when you submit attachments to your application that's submitted to the township, in order for you to refer to them and us to consider them in the case, they need to be marked and identified for the record. So I see a few attachments that I'm going to presume, and you're going to correct me if there are other things you want to add, you'll want marked. And once you say yes or no, I'll mark them and I'll identify them for you for the record. Do you want to attach this and make it part of your case?
Yes.
And this one-page plan?
Yes.
Anything else?
Yep, we'd like to add,
Why don't you just hang them up and then I'll mark them for you, just to expedite things. And
That's A1. The aerial.
these all copies of the
Yes,
same.
same thing. There's 7 copies.
Okay. So, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong, because these are your exhibits. I'm just doing this to assist you and to expedite your hearing. So, this one-page sheet title 15 Decatur zoning precedent porch in setbacks
yep,
will be marked A1. This zoning plan, site plan with elevation floor plan will be A2? Is that okay?
That's fine with me.
And the petition that you want to submit will be marked Exhibit A3,
Great.
okay? So now that they're identified, you want them admitted into the record, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they're admitted into the record. Now, please tell us a little bit about what you would like to do and why.
Sure. To be crystal clear, our ask and need is to provide better weather cover to the front facade of our home. Currently, though charming, the architecture of our home currently, once you enter our front door, you are immediately inside of our home. Therefore, when we get heavy moments of snow, when we have torrential rain moments, the front side of our home doesn't provide any cover for the comings and goings. In addition to having a mother-in-law, a live-in mother-in-law, that would prefer to also have access to that current existing patio and have some weather cover so that she can get some outside time.
Does she live with you?
She does.
Okay. So that's the why, and more reasons may come out during the questions.
Sure.
But tell us a little about the structure that you want to build, what presently is the condition. There's a patio, and you want to build a roof over it?
Yep,
Tell me.
there is an existing patio structure. We'll go out, I'll refer to it as a platform. What we're asking to do is to literally provide a roof cover to that existing square footage.
Are you going to increase the size of the patio at all?
I believe we're increasing in width by a couple feet.
Okay. Bill? Jesse?
The,
Right.
Sure.
if I may add,
Yes.
the increased patio dimension was already approved through an addition, and the other plan that was already submitted, that was already approved, the increased square footage of the patio.
When? I
we're
need to
do-
swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Your full name and the capacity in which you appear for the record, please.
Kent Purdy. I'm with Purdy Architecture and Design.
Can you spell your last name?
P as in Paul, U-R-D-Y.
Okay, Ken, when was it approved? And by-
It was approved, I believe, about 4 weeks ago, with an addition and renovation we're doing on the rear of the home, and we had this piece here. I originally had the whole scope with the roof included, but Kelly kindly informed us that, the porch is acceptable within the setback, but the porch roof is not, so we need the zoning.
So you have approval to widen this.
Correct.
The sole focus of this hearing is the roof.
Correct.
And is there anything else you'd like to add to Matthew's description of the whys or anything, or you want us to?
No, he's done a fine job so far.
Jesse?
Yeah, well, actually, could you, just for the record, you've provided A1, could you just walk us through A1, what it is, and the, so it looks like some effort went into putting this together, so I think that might help enlighten us and enlighten the record.
Hopefully it does prove to be helpful. It is part of our precedent. What we've created was an aerial view. Obviously, what others have going on in their property doesn't make what our request is right or good or accurate, but the diagram shows other current covered porches on our street or on our block that clearly do move into that setback zone.
So what you're saying is this would be in keeping in character with the neighborhood?
That would be a more articulate way of describing it, yes.
I'm sorry, do you mind if I ask a question just for clarity? On the plans, on the site plan, you're identifying the porch roof over existing porch if variance approved. So are these that are shown porches with roofs or patios, or both?
There's a combination.
Combination.
Because a patio is allowed to encroach into a setback, which is why you were approved to put in the raised patio. And we're here for the roof, so I just thought it might make it a little bit more clear to the board if we were able to differentiate which ones are actual porches with roofs and which ones are patios that are permitted to be encroaching into the front yard setback.
If I may speak to that, the little chart on the right-hand side of that aerial view shows all the homes on this block, and 21 of the 24 homes have porches in the setback, and 18 of them have roofs over them. So, you know, that's how many homes on the street have roofs over their porches.
I just wanted to make sure that when we were saying uncovered yes, no, and no porch, just because of that on the site plan, that we were making sure that we were talking about patios separately than roofs.
Correct.
Thank you, Kelly. Executive Director.
Exactly. Just got promoted. So there are 24 homes on the block. 21 of them have porches. And of those 21, 18 have roofs like what you are seeking tonight.
True.
Okay, great. That's very well put together exhibit. Thank you for that. Let's see, I had some questions on referring to A2 and referring to, I was confused by the drawing in the bottom right, which is 2Z 0.1 existing porch floor plan. So this shows the current already now permitted and allowed expanded porch.
Correct.
Okay, so it's not really the word existing is not correct. It's the proposed, right?
Did he start on it?
No. That is not started yet.
Oh, I understand now. So it would be existing, assuming that it's built before they come to build the roof.
Correct.
Understood now. Got it. Okay. My next question is about what appears to be, by looking at a combination of the elevations and the plans, are you adding some new walls or benches or walls that become benches? Could you illuminate us on that?
Yeah, on the, if you look at the elevation on the left-hand side, we're showing a little low wall that comes up, and we have shorter posts on the left-hand side. So that can become a little bit of a bench for people to sit on. But that's flush with the existing front of the porch. We are not expanding any further into the setback with that.
Okay. And I see now. Referring again back to what's called existing porch floor plan, the 7-foot dimension, does that represent the expanded width?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. And so then the new wall/bench is flush to where the extents of the porch are as it goes out to the street. So is it also acting as a guardrail because of the height, or no? Or is the porch not tall enough to require a guardrail?
It's not tall enough to require a guardrail.
Would you accept a condition that the porch would not be, or that you would not seek a variance to enclose the porch in the future?
Yes.
What utilities do you have planned for the front porch?
Just lighting.
Yeah.
Lighting? So just, we like to also, electric, can we just say electric? Because you may want an outlet, okay. So no heaters or anything else like that? Okay. And no plumbing for any kind of outdoor kitchen, okay.
No.
And the materials, it looks like it's shown with a stone veneer?
Correct. It'll match the bulk of the existing structure.
Correct.
Great, okay. And once the entire project is complete, all the new roofing will match and be new roofing?
We are still working through, is that shingled or is that a metal?
Oh, okay.
But
There's a consideration of a metal standing seam roof.
Okay. And the downspout, could you walk us through how the water will be managed?
Sure. On the right-hand side of the porch, there's existing gutters that come down from the existing house, and then they feed out towards the street. So the new gutter for the porch roof will come down on the same side and tie into that.
I have no other questions at this time. Thank you.
Bill?
I just wanted to make sure, in the plans on A2, where it says proposed porch roof elevation, it says you're doing larger windows up, that's already part of your approval that you already got?
Correct.
Okay. And those, as depicted here, every window is a 6/6, or the upstairs is 6/9, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
But all the first floor windows are 6/6.
Correct. It's just a cottage sash design for those upper windows.
Right.
Have them be a little more pronounced on the facade.
And so, so I want to also agree that Exhibit A1 is a very helpful chart. Thank you. I did want to just ask a question about it, though. In the house at the very top of the page, 8 Decatur porch and setback, I just note over on your chart, it says 8 has no porch. It looks to me that because it casts a shadow, that it is a roofed porch. Just wondering whether the chart is actually, that should have been a yes.
No, there's no covered porch. They have a small porch there.
Is that just the house is in the front, is in
Yeah,
the
the
front yard
house is into
setback?
the setback.
Okay, I got it. Okay. And so in some of these, excuse me, others like 20 Decatur, porch in setback, it's really, the house is in the setback also.
Give the aerial view a little leeway
Yeah, because it's at an angle.
because we might be at an angle.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and then just the last house, 55, that's not marked. I presume that's a no based on the numbers, I guess?
The last,
55.
Or is it, maybe it's a yes. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I just,
I don't know. We may not have been able to observe it. There might have been too many trees.
Okay,
So we left it blank.
all right, I don't have any questions, thank you.
Ed?
Yeah, I just had one question in regards to that issue of the structure in the setback. So Decatur is on a slight curve, and if I'm looking at the building envelope, it looks like the existing structure, your existing structure is within the setback currently?
No. Now, again, the angle of the aerial,
Oh, I'm not looking at an aerial, I'm looking at your plot plan.
Why don't we refer to it by the exhibit? So
A2.
yeah. No, the existing house and the new addition do not project into the side yard setback.
Why doesn't it, according to this plan, you're showing the setback line, is that line, dashed line?
Yeah, it comes right up to the corner. With the angle that the house is angled, it looks like it might touch the house there, but it comes right up to the corner.
Could you maybe come here so I could point something out and then you, isn't this the setback line?
Oh, the front yard, yes. The front yard setback
Well, that's what we're talking about. yeah.
does go through the corner of the house.
Correct.
It does. I thought you were talking about the sides.
Yep, gotcha. Okay, so the existing house is already in the setback some. Is this porch any bigger than these other porches that you've studied?
No, it's actually smaller.
Small. That's all I have.
Jessica?
Can you just confirm that you're not increasing the width of your existing porch? Or the depth, I'm sorry, not the width. So it's not coming out any further from the house than what you currently have?
It is not correct, my understanding.
The porch is not, but the eaves over the edge of the porch.
Right, okay. And then you mentioned that your mother-in-law lives with you and she would like to go outside to be undercover on the outdoor porch. Does she, I guess my question is, does she have mobility issues that prevent her from enjoying the outside, let's say, in an open condition?
Not yet,
Okay,
but we're preparing for that moment.
okay, thank you.
And this petition, it has A3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 different residences signed off. Are all the properties that are adjacent to yours, your neighbor on the left, neighbor on the right? I think I see the neighbor across the street. Did they all sign off onto this ordinance?
Yes, we're great friends with our immediate neighbors to our left, who happened to be at the shore when I was doing my walking rounds with the pen and the piece of paper. So unfortunately, they are not on that list, but
That's 21 Decatur.
I believe so.
That seems like the one that's missing.
Yep, I would find it incredibly hard to believe that they would not have signed it. But
They received
their-
it, so
Yep.
and there, no one's here to oppose it, unless there's an invisible person in the audience. but- Okay, so any other questions? Jesse? Bill? No. Ed? No. Jessica?
No,
Anything you would like to add additionally, Matthew or Ken?
not from me, no.
Nothing from me.
Okay, with that, I'll ask if there's anyone present that received certified mail that wishes to testify? Anyone that received regular mail, any other residents of Haverford Township? We'll close the record in this case, and a decision will either be rendered this evening. If we're unable to make a decision this evening, one would be rendered at our next regularly scheduled meeting on September 1st. And we're going to go off the record.
Off the record? And we're on.
Okay. We'll reconvene the meeting of the Haverford Township Zoning Hearing Board of Thursday, August 4th, 2022. With regard to case Z22-18, Michael Gorman, owner of 809 Lorraine Avenue, Ardmore, PA, DC folio number 22060140800, who seeks a variance from the provisions of section 182-208C2F1 to construct a 16-foot by 18-foot rear addition that will encroach into the required 12-foot side yard setback for twin homes by 3 feet. Property zone R6 and located in the 6th Ward. Jessica, are you prepared to vote?
I am?
Ed, are you prepared?
Yes.
Bill, are you prepared to vote? And Jesse?
Yes.
And so am I.
Jessica.
Yep.
Jessica, would you take that decision, please?
I would make a motion to deny the application.
Ed?
I concur.
Bill?
I concur.
Jesse?
I concur.
And so do I. That application is denied 5-0. And I would encourage any residents or businesses, anyone that requests variance from this board to read the variance requirements in the Municipality Planning Code and the Haverford Township Code. With respect to case Z22-19, Matthew Rose and Elizabeth Gibbons, owners of 15 Decatur Road. I won't read the rest of the description into the record unless someone specifically requested I do so. Jessica, are you prepared to vote?
I am?
Ed?
Yes.
Yes.
Jesse?
Yes.
As am I. Jess? Please take that decision.
Yes. In the case of Z22-19, I would vote to approve the variance with the following conditions. The porch will not be enclosed in the future. The only utility will be electric. Rainwater will be managed so as not to adversely affect the neighboring properties. The project will be completed within 1 year and in accordance with the notes of testimony.
Bill?
I agree.
Ed?
I concur.
Jessica?
I agree.
So do I. That application is approved 5-0 with those conditions. Any other business?
No.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.